our daughter's that wonderful child that always calls and lets us know what's going on and where she's at. And we hadn't heard from her, so both my wife and I became alarmed.
Although positive identification has not been made, there is strong likelihood that we have found Chelsea.
John Gardner was arrested on Sunday and remains in custody without bail.
We're finding out more about this suspect, a dark, violent past. His name again, John Gardner, convicted sex offender.
He will be formally charged tomorrow in a San Diego courtroom with murder and rape. DNA from the victims, from the girls' underwear, has been connected with the suspect, John Gardner III, and they're using that right now to bring the charges against him. They may also have some DNA from a previous victim who says she encountered the same man, John Gardner, in that same park last December the 27th and bloody his nose with her elbow as he tried to attack her. She got away and says police took DNA samples from the blood on her elbow and hopes to connect that with this man as well.
This guy should be locked up. They did a plea bargain. He did 5 years. A doctor, a psychiatrist who did the forensic examination of him when he was arrested in 2000.
A psychiatrist saying he should have spent a full 30 years behind bars.
Quote, an extremely poor candidate for any sexual offender treatment. And he recommended the 30-year maximum for this guy, which would mean he'd be in jail right now.
We are taking your calls live as we go to air. We have just learned that a body has been found in that park area. Right now, there is a preliminary identification of the 17-year-old little girl, Chelsea King. We are waiting for a positive identification. Out to Dr. Kent Holtorf, out of L.A. Internal Medicine, founder of Holtorf Medical Group. Sir, thank you for being with us. I'm not getting a clear bead on where exactly the body was, but I understand that someone was in the water looking toward the shore, which leads me to think that it may have been partially underwater. If
no,
so,
it wasn't.
What condition would the body be in, and how can they make a positive physical ID, doctor?
Well, basically with the body, they should be able to determine the time of death based on a number of different factors, including the deterioration rate of the body. Now, if it was underwater, you'll get some more swelling and some different deterioration, but they'll be able to tell by what microorganisms are there. For instance, some organisms will colonize in 24 hours, other ones in 48 hours, so you can see what's there.
Why does she have to do this today? Why? Besides, it wasn't in the water.
Doctor, I'm a JD. I'm not an MD. What are you talking about? Microorganisms. Break it down for us.
So they'll basically be able to tell the time of death based on a number of different factors, including the deterioration of the body and what organisms, insects, bacteria are on the skin and growing in the body.
You know, when I think about the King family hearing this, we are taking your calls out to Sheba in Illinois. Hi, Sheba.
Oh,
hey, dear, and why forever? My question is, how and why was he out of jail? And who got him out, or how did he get out?
Excellent question, Sheba. What about it, Mazzarell? I think I've got Mazzarell with me. Are you there with me, Matt?
Yes, I'm with you. He was sentenced to 6 years in jail. He did 5 of those years. Now, the prosecutor recommended only 6 years when he filed the report with the judge. They wanted to avoid the 13-year-old victim from having to testify. So he served 5 years, got out, and then did another 3 years of probation.
I'm just looking over the mug shots and all the evidence I have right here on the table with me. Liz, please show me that shot in full of John Albert Gardner III. This is 20 minutes after he sexually attacked the 13-year-old. He was apprehended almost immediately. The little girl runs out of his apartment holding her pants with one shoe on, her face totally swollen. He had beaten her and tried to suffocate a 13-year-old girl. Police catch him almost immediately. And this is the smirk. This is the look about 20 minutes after attacking a 13-year-old girl. And he pled guilty to that. Out to the line, Shannon, Nevada. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Nancy. First, I just want to say to Chelsea's parents, my heart just goes out to both of them. And I hope that God gives them the strength they need to get through this and to bring them comfort. What I do not understand is why it seems daily we hear the same story over and over. What do we have to do to change this? They should never offer a plea bargain to someone who harms a child or rapes or kills someone. I can understand not wanting the young victim to have to testify, but there has to be a way around that. This can't keep going on, and it's just insane. I have a daughter who's almost 16. I don't even want to let her out of the house anymore. It's ridiculous. And what do we have to do? What can we do as outraged citizens to change this?
Mark Klass, what can we do?
Certainly one response would be to allow these young victims to be able to provide videotape testimony so that they don't have to go into the courtroom and eyeball these characters as they smirk at them and continue to victimize and intimidate them. There's no question about that. Here's what we know, and this has been alluded to several times. We know that never in the history of the world has a sociopath slash psychopath slash sexual predator ever been cured. We know that these characters are hardwired to do what they do. Therefore, it's incumbent upon government, whose main duty is to protect its citizenry, to take these people, put them behind bars, and keep them there so they can never get their hands on yet another innocent victim.
Everyone, we are taking your calls live, and as we go to break, the Ivana Helsinki and Love Contemporary Pop-Up Store Art Factory show in Manhattan, featuring up-and-coming artists, including New York friend.
I'm not exactly sure if the mugshot that they're showing is the mugshot from 10 years ago, like Nancy is saying, or if it is the recent mugshot of him taken a few days ago when he was arrested. So I'm not so sure what is fact here. Because we know Nancy doesn't quite get everything correct.